chateau.
Welcome back to the chateau.
That was good.
So we're doing what are we doing?
Doing Phase 4.
Phase 4. We
Tier-
officially have closed
tier
out
list.
Phase 4 with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
You bald-headed demon.
Your bald-headed demon. That was the greatest line. I'm still laughing. Like, every time I think about it, I'm like...
Someone said it was improv.
I can see that.
Someone said that was
Dude,
him.
that guy's funny.
That guy's
His name is
hilarious.
Winston Duke. He's like, also, if I had enough money, I would dress like him every day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he has some of the cleanest fashion you've ever seen in your
And
entire
also,
life.
it's fashion that you could wear because you're like
Yeah,
a
because
bigger
it's like
dude.
it's like
Yeah.
big dude fashion.
So with this, we're gonna kind of be
Tier
leaning
maker.
in.
Also, big props to this website, Tier Maker, whoever they are. We have settled arguments. We have settled
Yeah.
debates using this website.
Yeah.
I know y'all
I'm
aren't
about
listening,
to-
but big shout out to you guys, man. Y'all are
Yeah.
great. So we're ranking these in the fashion of Phase 4. We're not ranking these in the fashion of like all Marvel movies combined. This is just Phase 4.
Just
okay,
Phase 4.
just compared to Phase 4. This is how we're doing it.
All right.
Okay.
S, A, B, C, D, and F.
Okay.
First up is Black Widow. And I want to do it as a whole
Yeah.
because I loved Red Guardian. in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Red Guardian
loved
was
the girl-
cool.
what was the-
Yelena.
Yelena's cool. She wasn't great, but she was cool. I
And
like the mom.
the OG Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was cool.
She was cool. I also thought like the ending was cool, like how they figured it out, how like she made him like break her nose so that they couldn't smell like the thing anymore.
Oh yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
That was cool. That was like a cool
Yeah.
ending.
There were some cool moments.
There
It
was
was
some
just
cool moments. Just the problem that they quite possibly ruined one of the coolest Marvel characters in all of existence, which is Taskmaster.
yeah. Oh yeah.
See, that brings it so hard down for me.
Because Taskmaster, and a lot of people don't know this. He could have been like the sole villain for Age of Ultron.
like
Like this- like
he is
this-
an Avengers
Yeah.
level threat. Like that's like a joke when people are like, "Oh, that's an Avengers level threat." But he is an Avengers
yeah,
level threat.
like he's taken on all of the Avengers.
yeah, like he beat Spider-Man 1,000 times,
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
And also, I don't really care about the whole like it was a girl, like it ended up being like that it was a girl.
I don't care either. It's just
My
you
only-
need to meet the expectation of how
not even
skillful.
that, but that's not even what I'm upset about. I don't care about that. What did that add to the story?
Yeah,
If it doesn't add anything to the story and it doesn't have a purpose of like why it's there or why what is happening, what are we doing?
yeah, yeah. There was no point in
Like it
making
ended
a
up
girl.
being like his daughter, and I
like
was
why
like,
not his son?
or also. Okay, here's another thing. Crazy thought. Make it comic accurate.
Yeah, yeah.
Make it to
Everybody else in the movie is a girl.
yeah.
Why did you
literally
make
yeah.
What? Like the one that needed to be a boy, you made a girl.
Not even needed to be a boy. It took away from Taskmaster was a mercenary
Yeah.
that got like injected with this like kind of like Mirakuru-ish
Yeah,
serum.
yeah.
And it just made him like kind of a super soldier. And then he was able to replicate it literally did nothing positive, only negatively took away from the character of Taskmaster by making it the bad guy's daughter.
Yeah.
That like everybody thought that she died in the fire,
Yeah.
but like she's back. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, what does that have to do
You
with
didn't.
anything?
That didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
just like Taskmaster getting easily soloed by
Black Widow.
Black
That's
Widow.
disgusting.
Black Widow is one of the easily top 10 martial artists in all of the MCU.
Yeah.
Like easy.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But Taskmaster could
But
take
it's
on Black Widow,
Taskmaster.
Hawkeye, and Spider-Man at once.
Taskmaster beat Captain America and Thor at the same time.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like what are we doing here? Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it
For
as
now
far as it-
now I'll put it in D is where I
now hold
comfortably
on.
put it.
Now hold on. Is this is I don't know how you would do this. Do you just want to give it a rating, or is this out of the whole, out of Phase 4? You see what I'm saying?
Let's
As
put them
far
on,
as-
let's put them on the board, and
and
then
then
as we
see.
go,
Yeah.
we'll see. So just to
I'm
be
put- I-
safe,
I'm-
put
I
it put
agree
it in
with D.
F. Yeah, put it in F. Yeah, just put it right at the bottom.
Well, you got to
Right at the bottom. Right up. That's it. Good girl. Stay right there. You look good right there, baby.
Next one is Eternals.
I just like it a little less every time I watch it. You know
Yeah.
better than anyone. I was a big advocate for this movie because I'm like more of a DC kid at heart.
Yeah.
Like those are the comics that I grew up
Yeah.
reading, and then I just happened to like read a couple Marvel comics, and then their movies were just better, and so I was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
Yeah.
But I like heroes that are crazy overpowered. I love Superman. I love Green Lantern. I love Flash. People that could probably solo the Avengers easy.
Yeah.
I love that overpoweredness, and so like Icarus, like his flight just looked so good. His laser vision, it all was just cool. Like Makari with the speed, that was awesome. Fastos, the building and the engineering, how he could like make stuff. That was all. It was all cool, and it had a lot of potential to be like insanely good.
Yeah.
It just every time I watch it, I'm like, I was just like a little like, like what?
Yeah. I remember it being just kind of just dragged out. It just felt very lot longer than it should have been.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
feeling like
I put it at for me, and I mean, I rank it probably higher. I would put it at like a comfortable C.
I think with this phase, I think it is C.
Yeah. With this
For
phase,
sure.
with this phase C, out of everything, probably D. Out of everything, D.
Oh, out of
this
everything,
phase,
D.
C.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of this phase, C. What's next? What are we rolling
Next
with
is
next?
Captain America or Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't know where I'm getting Captain America. Yeah.
Well, he becomes Captain.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Captain
Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm sorry. I think this is dog shit.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Flag Smasher was the worst villain I think we've ever seen.
Yeah, and it was weird because like the big thing that bothered me is that I hate, and Marvel has a problem with this absolutely, but their power inconsistency with like how people are handled.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who this random group of like English freedom fighters were that like just happened to get strong. Like they happened to get super soldier serum, and they were literally before this they were just like a bunch of dorks running around like an activist group.
Yeah.
And
Well, they got the actual super soldier serum.
right, but you get the super soldier serum, and like if we gave Olive the super soldier serum right now, well, she would just be able to throw a table. She can't fight. She doesn't know how to fight.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So you're just strong.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about it because Bucky's strong, has a metal arm, and is one of the greatest assassins of all time.
The greatest assassin of all time.
And he was like struggling
and he
against
was
one of them.
soloed by the tallest flag smasher.
I didn't even really put that together when I watched it. They said that they were stronger, which I just find
Okay, once again, even if you're stronger, he's the
Yeah,
greatest
yeah,
assassin
yeah.
ever.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
easily ever.
Yeah. I
So,
hated it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I
Up
loved-
until
okay.
the last
The last yeah.
like 9 minutes.
What was so weird is I loved Bucky's character development.
Yeah.
I loved Falcon's character development.
Yeah.
And I loved Falcon's transition to Captain America. If you just
Yeah.
take his transition to Captain America out of that show,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
But the Flag Smashers sucked.
Mm-hmm.
The politicalness in it that wasn't really handled well.
Yeah,
It,
was,
felt so forced.
It felt forced, and it also felt at points that I was just like it's like they wanted you to read so deeply into
Yeah,
it
like
that I
this
was like,
means something else. And
yeah,
it's
that
like,
I was sitting there watching it, being like, am I dumb? Like,
yeah.
I felt like to watch this show, you almost needed to like go watch the news before.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you needed to be familiar with Fox and NBC. I needed like my racist uncle to like sit down. Like I needed him to come sit down and be like, okay, what do they mean when they say like that's something? They're giving a signal here.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
I'm just confused. I also liked U.S. Agent. U.S. Agent was cool.
U.S. Agent was really good.
He played that guy. He
Very
played
well.
a very good, unhinged,
Yeah.
like mentally, like a little bit like I love that we saw him go from being like this noble, strong warrior.
Yes.
It was like he's highly decorated in the
Yeah.
military, all
but
that.
it just that's
And
not
then,
it took.
And then every
Yeah.
episode, you could see a little bit more of him be like, I'm Captain America.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you could see it get
Yeah.
to him. Yeah, it was good. He's a good.
I
actor.
loved that. I loved his recruitment into Thunderbolts at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
I loved teasing the little kid that was Elijah Bradley's like son.
Yeah,
He's gonna be he's gonna be like Captain America, like or Kid Captain America or something.
Yeah,
that
pretty
was
cool.
cool.
I also loved Isaiah Bradley. His character was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it was so weird. All
so
the
characters are
were
good.
So good.
It was just not really the villain was just so.
Oh, and
weird.
they teased the new Falcon, the kid that's gonna be. When he takes his wings off, and
Yeah.
they just leave him there.
Yeah,
That was cool. Oh, the Dora Milaje were in it. Do you remember that scene where they hit Bucky's arm and it like falls off and he looks so sad?
Oh, and Zemo's in it.
Oh yeah,
And Sharon Carter.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, do you remember
this? Isn't that bad as I remember it? It's still bad.
Okay, it's still so weird how good the characters are.
I think that keeps it away from F for me though, because it introduces a lot of good characters.
Big time.
I would say, well, if we're putting Eternals in C,
okay, move Eternals from C to D and put Falcon and Winter Soldier in C. Is what I would do.
I'd put it on par with Eternals though. Well,
I'm fine with that too. I would say it's better than
I would say because
the characters in Eternals were cool too.
Yeah,
but the plot was so it's kind of the same situation.
Yeah,
oh, yeah. Put it in C. Put it in C. Put it in C. Noise. What's next?
All right, Hawkeye is next. I liked Hawkeye.
I thought Hawkeye was cool. Definitely one of the coolest. That we've talked about this before, but the opening scene where like it shows like what she saw.
Yes,
like it
gave me chills.
It gave me chills, but also it was weird because like. Not that you never think that, like, oh, they're heroes. Like, we saw the Avengers from the perspective of a camera.
Yeah.
She saw the Avengers in her own world looking at them. And then the whole, I need a bow and arrow.
Dude, I'm not
that was
kidding.
Sick.
I was, just gave me, I'm getting chills thinking about it.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Also, Haley Steinfeld's super hot. So that's like I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. But if you make a TV show or if you make a movie and it's like, hey, that was pretty good, she's super hot. It definitely makes it better, right?
Sure.
And I know 100% somebody's going to be like, oh, you pig, you misogynistic, you're terrible, you're a bad person. Some of you dumb bitches think Thor the Dark World was good just because Hemsworth was in it. So let's shut up, okay? Let's calm down here. I cannot tell you how many, my mother does this all the time, and my sister, they'll be like, oh my God, such and such was such a good movie. And I'm like, why? Because it had Ryan Gosling in it?
Yeah.
That's the only reason?
Yeah.
Shut up.
I think it was good. I think the inclusion of Kingpin was cool, but
yeah,
it kind of set up like the street level, like
which I'm a big
thing.
fan of. I like more of the street level shit.
I think Hawkeye's involvement in it, like Clint, was really cool.
Yeah.
I think Kate Bishop. I literally think the handling of her character and her script, was borderline flawless.
And Yelena was in it.
Yeah, but as far as what's her name? I just said it.
Kate Bishop?
Yeah. As far as her like script and her character and everything, I thought it was literally near flawless.
She also played that character very well.
Yeah.
Like super well. Also it had so many cool moments, like when he shoots the arrow, the Pym arrow into the other arrow, and that was cool.
You saw like awkward moments of him like trying to get his costume back or whatever.
Yeah.
Or was it his Ronin costume?
It was the Ronin suit.
That was cool.
I also thought it was cool how that tied in.
I put it at a B.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
We might move it up.
Easy B.
We might move it up as we move along, but I'd say B.
Yeah.
All right,
What's
Loki.
Okay.
I
I
loved Loki.
loved Loki. I'm very biased on this because
But even if you're not biased,
even if
Jake,
you're
it's
not
so
biased,
good.
it's good, right?
It's so good.
It was amazing. The timekeepers. It's one of those shows that like I've watched multiple times, and every time I watch it, I'm like, yo, what it like? It does time move differently? Like, do they sleep? Like, does
Yeah.
Mobius ever sleep?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that they're just trapped in this world? Is this world like the city? Do you remember the city?
Yeah.
In that was beautiful. Like, it
Yeah.
looked like Meet the Robinsons, kind of.
The first episode where it kind of breaks down Loki, I was borderline crying.
I also, the only thing about the show that was negative to me, there were times where Tom Hiddleston was so theatrical, it was a little funny. Like
I know what you're talking about.
it's like he had hardcore theater kid energy.
In very
like-
certain moments.
Yeah, like everything had to
it didn't match
the tone.
his other
No.
and like he would just be like Loki, and then he'd be like da 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 da, and you're like,
You know what it
whoa.
was? It was every time that he had to flip his hair out of his face. That too.
Yeah.
Anytime something happened and he would be like, oh, like it was just so like over the top and
He
big.
does
that I
do
was
that
like,
in the other movies though.
Yeah, that's true. But he never had that much flourish with it.
Yeah, but maybe we just never saw
Yeah, that's
enough
true
of
because it
Loki.
wasn't centered on him. That's true.
But it was a little much. It was like there was parts where it was just kind of
The one that
unnecessary.
keeps coming to my mind is when he catches the building that's falling. Do you remember that when they're
Yeah.
running away and he turns around and he goes, like he like throws himself into it, and I was like, that was
Yeah, there was just a little bit too much of I don't know. But literally, other than that, I thought it was
yeah, dude. Sylvie
Sylvie was
was
great.
awesome.
There was twists at the end where doesn't she stab
Yeah,
the spoiler alert stabs?
if you haven't seen it by now,
Yeah, exactly.
It's not my fault.
There was just plot twists I did not see coming. Very, very cool.
I thought all the inclusion of the other Lokis was cool.
Yeah.
And I loved it when they were all like they all kept saying like glorious purpose. Like
Yeah.
that was hilarious because that's like his thing.
Yeah.
He always says.
Yeah.
That was funny. I thought
I loved all the different locations.
yeah, that was
And they
cool.
took their time with that shit.
Also, I don't know who it was that was like, man, we need this character that's like a guy that's like he's kind of on the bad guy team, but he's a good guy at the same time, and he loves Loki, but at the same time he wants to help. Who's the guy that voiced Lightning McQueen? Like who in the meeting room was like, there was some guy in the back like, have you ever seen Cars? Like, who was that made that decision?
Yeah. That was
that's
great.
weird, but it was he's
Perfect.
so good
Perfect.
at it. He's so good at it.
And I'm looking at all of them. For this phase, I might put this S.
Yeah, I was just saying I think I might
For
put it
this
S.
phase, at the end of it, I think we'll agree.
Yeah.
I think it's S.
Yeah.
All right, next, this movie, I went back and saw it with my fiance after I saw it with Jake.
Yeah.
It kind of went downhill after I saw it the first time.
What is it? I can't even see.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, Love and Thunder. Nah.
It was a fun movie when I first went and saw it, and then I went back
Yeah.
and saw it, and I was like, there is some cheesy moments, and there is some just laziness in this movie.
There's so many times in the script where I was listening to them talk, and there's also moments where it was like we've talked about this ad nauseum, but I don't like as much that Thor is like so goofy.
Yeah.
And I also don't like that they turned like Jane Foster's character into, because I don't know. So in the comics, there's Thor, which is Thor, our Thor that we have. And then technically The Mighty Thor is Jane Foster.
Okay.
The Mighty Thor is Jane Foster. And there's like a lot of speculation in the comics that because of what was happening to her at the time with the chemo and like the cancer that she had that was killing her, the radiation from chemotherapy mixed with the power of Mjolnir was making her stronger than anyone else.
Interesting.
I went back and read that afterwards. I did not know that going into the movie. And reading that made it all the more pissy to me at the very end when she was like, and you can call me Dr. Jane Foster. First of all, shut up. Nobody cares that you're a doctor. You're not even the cool kind of doctor that like actually saves people. You're a glorified meteorologist, so shut the fuck up. I just thought there were so many moments that was like, I mean, we remember this in the theater. We were watching it. And there were moments with Thor. There were moments with Jane. There were moments with all of them where I literally was like,
Yeah.
I would just like look at you and be like,
It was so corny.
yeah, so corny.
And also, I think, again, this is not how Thor's supposed to be. I think we just got used to it because of Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Like, when I watched it again, I was like, oh my God, this is a Thor movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Thor. That's
Like,
weird.
not Guardians of the Galaxy, not a Suicide Squad movie.
No.
This is a Thor movie.
Yeah, and also it like
And there's screaming goats. And like a dude going,
even though they were
it's our
hilarious.
palace, and he's like doing the splits in between these like chicken people, and it's like a funny thing. It's like it was more goofy than Guardians,
Yeah.
like by a lot.
You know what's funny is that in the beginning of the movie, the Guardians act annoyed at Thor.
Yeah,
That's
weird.
That's odd.
That is so weird.
Do you know how odd it is when Star-Lord is like, okay, this guy's kind of aggravating.
This guy's a little too goofy for me.
Yeah, that's
so weird.
That's kind of strange.
Because Star-Lord is the comic relief in his own movies.
Yeah.
And they're a group of misfits.
Yeah. And he was like, whoa.
Whoa now.
Like, whoa.
The Norse stoic god of thunder is really getting on my nerves.
Yeah. And like, there was that. And then the whole, also, just big shout out. The one thing about this movie that absolutely just brought it up is the absolutely disgusting Oscar-winning performance of, not Oscar-winning, I think he is an Oscar-worthy actor.
Oh, Christian Bale.
Yeah, dude. Gore was...
He wasn't... I loved his acting.
Yeah.
To me, Gore could have been way better.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot... Also, there wasn't a whole lot of God butchering to be called Gore the God Butcher.
No. I think the character was butchered. He played what he was given very well.
Yeah, that would be like... that would be like calling me like Jake, the avid gym goer. Like I go sometimes, not very often. You've seen it once.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't do much butchering.
Yeah, I didn't do much butchering.
Yeah.
You don't see me throwing up a whole lot of weights.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of weird to be like, oh, you know Jake? Dude, that guy works out every day. Like, does he? It's like, oh, you're Gore the God Butcher? How many gods have you killed? One. And was he a good god? He was like a minor deity of like, what was he? Like nature and stuff? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't feel, and again, I can't really get over this, and we kind of had to watch it. If it's not Thor.
No.
It just
not Thor.
it just isn't Thor. And if I'm trying to judge it correctly, I just didn't think it was all that. I might put it at D. Above Black Widow, but below C.
I'd say D is fine.
Multiverse of Madness.
All right, this is a tough one.
This I'm gonna come out and say it. This was a huge disappointment for me.
Yeah, big letdown for me. Also,
because I'm sorry, everyone was like, Tom Cruise is superior Iron Man. Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man. The whole Fantastic Four crew is gonna be in it. Ultron's gonna be in it. Everybody's gonna be in it. They're gonna phase through something, and everybody's gonna be there.
And apparently they were in it, and then they cut it.
Ryan Reynolds is
lot
going to
of
be
it.
in it. Hugh's going to be in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I. I just had this conversation with somebody. So this movie was directed by Sam Raimi, the guy who directed Spider-Man 1, 2, 3. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man's not the best in the world. I like them because they're classic and those are what I watched when I was a kid. So those are what I remember.
You can tell.
You can tell, but also, so when Sam Raimi was chosen to direct the Spider-Man movies, everyone was like, huh? Because before that, he had done these weird, like, niche horror movies.
Yeah.
Like horror thriller movies.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, like, it got lost in translation when they were like, hey, we want you to do another superhero movie. And he was like, oh, like my old horror movies? And they were like, no, it's a superhero, like with Spider-Man. Do you remember? And he was like, yeah, like my old niche horror thriller movies. The people who like the Sam Raimi horror thriller movies are like weirdos. Like they're very like not
Yeah.
weirdos because I mean that's a broad term because we're all weirdos, but like they're like culty, like I don't like they're just odd. Like they're not.
They're very odd.
They're odd, and I felt like he brought that energy.
There was this moments. Do you remember the moment when they were waiting for Wanda to like?
Oh, bust through the door.
Yeah, and they're sitting there like, and
it just goes. Doom.
and it keeps like just showing their faces.
Yeah.
For like way too long, and then nothing happens.
Yeah. And then like the walls just busted in. It was really weird. I don't know. There were cool moments in it.
Some of the CGI was not that great.
No.
Dude, and also, even though it was cool and a cool concept on like a comic book page, I really didn't like the musical notes fight. It was really cool, but at the same time, it was like, this is kind of cheesy. This is kind of weird.
Yeah, there were a lot of moments in it where I was during the musical notes fight. The other problem is that here's how you do that. Because also it's two Doctor Stranges fighting each other. You could have made that so cool.
Oh, yeah.
And then
you just said, let's do musical notes.
And that's the other thing. If it would have been cool if in the middle of their crazy fight, he saw music notes and was like, and then grabbed them and threw them, and then everybody would have been like, that was pretty cool. Like, that was, he grabbed music notes and used them as a weapon. That's cool. Like, if you do it quickly and then it's over. Instead, for some odd reason, it literally
they had
gave
like
me
a 5-minute musical battle.
Musical note battle. It literally gave me vibes, except not as good, of like the scene in Scott Pilgrim when they're like blasting music at each other. And but
that made sense because they were like playing guitars.
Yeah, they were battle. It was like a battle of the bands.
Yeah,
and not Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness.
Yeah, you could have like been phasing through dimensions and like this. To me, what this was supposed to be was, and I said this afterwards. They might not have a chance to do a movie like that again.
No.
This was your chance to only bust into this dimension and see Werewolf marrying Storm. Let me bust into this dimension and see like anything.
Yeah. Crazy
anything.
Crap. Yeah.
Like busting am I in X-Men Days of Future Past right now? Oh, we just busted into this film. Only busted into this and it's like Spider-Man what is it? The Miles Morales. What is it called?
Oh,
whatever that one is called.
Oh, Jesus. Like what Earth that is?
Yeah, but I forget what the movie's called. But like bust into that
into
realm.
Spider-Verse, yeah.
Like this was your chance to do all of that, and you did none of it.
Yeah, and also it was like you got the cool moment, like you got to see the Illuminati, and you got to see John Krasinski.
That was cool,
Mr. Fantastic. It was cool.
I just thought that was the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, that would have been
That'd be cool to come back onto that.
Yeah.
But like the moment where they're going through dimensions, that was such a missed opportunity.
Yeah, big time.
Because again,
time.
like I'm saying, do you think there'll ever be a movie where you have the excuse to just show different shit?
Secret Wars, but that's
it.
That's it.
But again, that's like a culmination movie. You have a lot of stuff to like dedicate time to. You don't have just let me just go on a montage of like, here's.
That's the thing. With Secret Wars, there's stuff that ties into it, this movie was your excuse to not tie anything into
Yeah,
anything.
and just be like, oh, here's Tom Cruise as Superior Iron Man.
Yeah, or like they like fall into like a bar and like Hugh Jackman is smoking a cigar and he's like, "The fuck are you doing here?"
Yeah.
and then they're just like, "Whoa!" and then they fall again. Like that was your moment.
Yeah.
To make every fan be like, "Yo, what?" Like just all this crazy crap.
Yeah.
And
show like I don't know, just showed so many different things that you could have done, like alternate versions of people we've already seen. Like there's just so much.
There was just so much you could have done, and honestly, I kind of feel like that might be a running pattern lately with Marvel. Is that every time I watch one of their movies lately, I'm like, that could have been so cool.
Yeah,
and you missed that.
Yeah,
you missed.
And this is also one of the ones that was kind of produced during COVID. So
that like all the CGI was during COVID.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
So you got to kind of some sort of break there, but at the same time, it just sucks that it had to be the one in the movie that I was expecting the most out of. So
Yeah.
I would say
I'd put it at C.
I'd put it at C.
Yeah. C's good.
All right. Moon Knight.
First of all, Oscar Isaac is a daddy.
Dude, he is great.
Dude, Oscar Isaac's cool. He's a really good actor. I loved his
oddly perfect for this
split
role.
personality, like borderline DID, actual like DID. I thought that was cool. I thought like the story of Khonshu was really cool. The only problem is that there were some episodes where I was like, "Yo, this is crazy," and then there were some episodes where I was like I was falling asleep watching it, and I was like, "Can this be over?"
There was a lot of scenes with what's his name? The evil guy?
Oh, what is his name?
I don't remember his name, but he would just be like talking about his crew and like his like villain group and like, oh, we like learn from each other. And it's just like, that was just like, I don't need to know this. Like, that was just not, I was not interested in that.
It just didn't.
Some of it was just like,
there were just a lot of parts for me that I was like,
yeah,
I'm not getting this
especially
right
from
now.
Moon Knight. But as an origin for Moon Knight, as a way to introduce his character, I loved him as Moon Knight. I loved the character. I loved a lot of the script surrounding him.
Mm-hmm.
The villain was just
Yeah.
The when he got trapped in like I guess the afterlife, that was a lot of, I'm gonna be honest, that was a lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
When he was like talking to the hippo and like that was just a lot of
it seemed so filler. But
so filler.
To the point where it was like, okay, look, man, I know y'all bust out the budgets for these movies, so make a fucking episode.
Yeah. Like let me see him kick some ass.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. The combat was cool. The combat was cool for Moon Knight. It was pretty sick. There was a lot of moments where I was like, that was pretty badass.
Okay, what's interesting is I want to put it well, I don't know if I want to put it above Eternals.
It seems pretty on par with Eternals.
Yeah, let's put it on C.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel.
Okay. I fucking loved this show.
I did too. I don't know why it gets so much hate. I thought the script was so good.
Miss Marvel.
It was catchy. They did so cool
really
with
catchy.
the like.
I really am having, if I'm being honest, I'm having trouble remembering and thinking of a part of it that I didn't like.
Yeah. I know we might get like if this we don't have many views on our channel, but if this like pops off and we get roasted for this,
I mean,
don't
here's
care.
the thing.
I can't think of what was wrong with it, and that's why I'm so confused.
I mean,
I don't really.
If you think of something, please comment it. But like,
as far as an origin TV show for a character,
like really good.
You know what's scary? What's really scary is it had better like power development and like learning about your powers and like adventuring out in your first like little bad guy or saving somebody escapades. It had better like development and progression and pacing like that of building a hero than Spider-Man Homecoming.
Spider-Man Homecoming is not good. So that makes sense. But I mean,
like it made it look like this is how you develop a hero. Like it was like textbook. Like this is how you introduce a hero.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's a good show. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
Like, it's very good.
They did respect to like the
Oh, and all like the cultural stuff.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Cool.
And they did it, and it was so natural.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I've seen a cultural thing like that, and it didn't feel
like
forced
yeah.
at all.
Yeah, it actually.
Do you understand how like it is so hard to do that?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And not make it seem like you're like virtue signaling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was so well done.
yeah.
This is gonna be hard because I hate people are gonna hate us for putting it where we're gonna put it.
People are really gonna get upset in just a second when I tell you to put Miss Marvel next to Loki, and
I might put it A. The only reason is because I don't think there was ever a moment where it was like just because something doesn't have anything wrong with it doesn't mean that
yeah, it didn't have like a good crescendo moment. That's true.
There
But
wasn't
still,
anything
dude,
that was crazy
it's
good, but
It's
it was
good.
good. It was solid. I think it goes in A, and if we redo this list, it might go in S.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing is, there's no way home here, and I don't feel comfortable putting it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Also, if you do want to attack us, yeah, go ahead. Attack.
go for it.
Attack the minority female superhero. Go for it. Go for it. That's right. Do it, fuck boy. I dare you.
And that's what's funny is like, I don't like when people use that whole stigma to act like something is better than it is.
Yeah, but that's not.
That's not at all in this case.
Not
to me.
even a little. It was awesome.
I loved it.
What's next?
Shang-Chi. Do we even have to talk about this?
Bro, take
S.
it home. S easy. S dub. I don't give a fuck what any of y'all
Nah,
say.
fuck you.
Also, go ahead. Attack the minority. Yeah, do it. Go ahead. Do it. Do it. We're here to stop Asian hate on this podcast. And guess what? I'm not afraid to say it.
Hey.
I'm a hero.
Right. I think it was.
I will not stand
You can stop
for Asians,
whenever you want.
but I will take a knee for them.
What do you mean by that?
I take a knee for my Asian brothers and sisters.
All right. So.
No, but dude, this show was great. This is probably some of the best hand-to-hand combat and action since Captain America: Winter Soldier by a long shot.
By a long shot.
It was once again the
Beautiful.
presence of the culture
Beautiful.
was just put there and not shoved down your throat.
Beautiful.
The animals that were in it, I went back and watched it high, like that whole scene, like with all like the animals and
Yeah.
like the fox with the nine
And it was
tails,
like inspired by like
like
actual
ancient,
Asian
like
myths and
yeah,
culture. That
like
God is
all.
so
It was so cool. His suit was cool. His story was cool. You got to see like Wong was in it.
yeah.
You get to see like Abomination.
I love that it was a different world too.
Yeah, that
Like
was
it
cool.
just like we haven't seen that in a while
No.
in Marvel. It was just like it was such a because also when it came out, nothing else was really like giving us hope.
Yeah.
This was the most refreshing, hopeful movie at the time.
Yeah.
Because you were like, oh my God, the MCU has another 20 years.
Probably since the era of the first Iron Man and the first Captain America coming out, it's the best origin story movie by far.
Yeah.
Since that
Yeah.
moment,
Trying to think. I say it beats Ant-Man.
yeah.
It beats Cap. No, it doesn't beat Cap. Well, I think it's on par.
With Cap?
I'd put it on the same
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah, with Cap.
Better than Thor's origin.
Ugh.
Better than we don't have to do that. But as far as the fight scenes, the story, I thought it was just the only flaw.
Dude, the fight on the side of the building, that was
God.
cool.
Dude, you know what was weird? In the theater, I remember watching it with Marley, my fiance. Marley literally was like, I can't watch this. They did so good at like making it like scary.
Making you afraid of heights.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That was so good. I personally like I don't really like heights that much. And I was like, oh, this is kind of nerve
Dude,
wracking.
and also I'm sorry, but like the moment when like the dad when he starts learning like his mom's fighting
Yeah.
style and like the dad shoots all the rings at him, and then like there's smoke everywhere, and everybody's like, "Oh fuck, what happened?" And then you see all of them like gold and like glowing
God.
around him. I was like,
The CGI was so
I
beautiful.
was like,
Also,
yo.
this was, I think we said something about this in the theater. Where like the audio
Yeah.
the audio was so perfectly like mixed with the music, and when he like stepped on the ring, somehow the music
You could hear it go dum dum dum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the water.
Yeah.
Dude, all of that was beautiful.
Yeah.
This to me is one of the most underrated. I don't know if it's even underrated because I see other people talk about how good this is.
Oh
so,
yeah, people love it.
Easy S tier.
Yeah.
Next
easy
is
S.
She-Hulk.
Uh,
Here's my, and this is all I'll say. They did it according to the comics. So if you don't like She-Hulk, you don't like She-Hulk comics.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
it.
And for all the people who are like, oh no, she was big, angry, and green, and blah blah blah. Also, this whole thing that all you idiots
Yeah.
won't shut the fuck up about
Go
with
off on
Hulk
this.
being like Professor Hulk, I will absolutely be one of those guys that's like, did you ever read a fucking comic? Like, did you legitimately?
Yeah.
Did you read one? Because the way that Hulk is progressing, you got him angry, you got him mad for like 8 years
Yeah.
through movies.
Yeah.
You got him in Avengers being angry. You got the coolest Hulk scene ever when he goes, "That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry."
Yeah.
And then hits the thing.
Yeah.
Great. You got him in Ragnarok being insanely like violent.
Yeah.
You got him in Age of Ultron being awesome. You
Yeah.
got him a ton being angry and being Hulk. The character progresses into them joining and being Professor Hulk.
Yep.
And now all you fucking idiots on the internet who are, I miss the days when Hulk was Hulk. Why
Yeah.
isn't Hulk Hulk anymore? Hey, how many movies do you want where he's just beating the crap out of stuff?
Yeah. People are so dead inside.
Like literally, none of your mothers or fathers hugged you. It's like when people are like,
Where's Punch Punch?
it's like, if the next Deadpool movie isn't R-rated, I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, hey, how about you text your mom? Get up off the couch, put the controller away for a minute, and say, "Hey, Ma, how's Dad?" And she'll be like, "He died 4 years ago."
Right.
But you've been sitting on the couch watching Jake Paul fights the entire time,
Right.
so we didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Are you alive?
Yeah.
Or are you still mad about Professor Hulk, you
Yeah.
jackass?
Yeah.
So all you people who are like, well, I want Big Mean Hulk back. I want Big Mean Hulk. If you read the comics, they join into Professor Hulk, and then that
And
starts
they're
not
doing-
working like it's happening in the show, and then they split apart again, and then that's when you get World Breaker Hulk.
Yeah.
This is something that we call a timeline.
A character arc, if you will.
It's have you ever watched something where you went, "Oh, he's like this," and then as 15 years of movies go by, he changes, you idiot.
You know what's so weird? You know what's so funny? Is that these kinds of movies where they're based on something that's already written is the only types of movies that you shouldn't be complaining about somebody's slow character arc. Because if you read the comics, you would know what's coming. Because it's different when it's like a movie that doesn't have like reference
There
material.
even as much as people even hated the end of it, where he was like, "I've been on Sakaar. This is my son, Scar."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, wonder what he's doing on that planet.
Yeah.
Maybe creating a race of Hulks,
Yeah.
kind of like what happened." When all the fucking nerds sat down and drew it and wrote it in book. In the book.
But
It's so weird that you can look up
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
where his character's going and see that they're doing the same thing
Perfectly.
and then complain about where it's going. It would be like if I had a book on my life and it was like when Jake turns 25, he wins the lottery.
No, you know what this is like? As if there was a the Bible series and somebody's like, when does this motherfucker die?
Yeah, literally. No, literally. If they're
When does this guy save us from our sins?
it would be like if a guy was reading the Bible chronologically and like he goes to a meeting and he's like, this Jesus guy is really something, huh? And they're like, and everybody's like, what chapter are you on? Who did he just meet? He's like, well, right now he's him and his best friend Judas are they're just like chilling. They're chilling. They're making bread. This guy took a basket of bread, fed like a bajillion people, and there's one guy over in the corner going, when Jesus, when he dies, and everybody's like, when he dies? What do you mean when he dies? And then everybody else who's read the book already is like, well, yeah, that happens later. And they're like, no, but I'm mad about it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You dumb.
Yeah.
You're developmentally stunted.
Yeah, I don't get it. This is literally the only type of thing that you can look up where it goes, and they're doing it perfectly.
Yeah.
To me, She-Hulk, as far as her as the character, I thought she was perfect for the character. She executed it well. Some of the CGI is shit. That's all right.
Yeah, some of the CGI is wrong.
Some of the script is corny, but again, she's corny.
Yeah.
She's a corny character. She breaks the fourth wall, and she makes fun of other superheroes, and she did that.
And she makes fun of her own show at the end.
Yeah. She did.
Yeah, like at the very end, she's like, oh, the CGI people, they've moved on to another project. That was funny.
Yeah.
Way to go.
And I just,
Oh, and Daredevil's in it.
yeah.
Yeah, Daredevil's cool.
Daredevil's
I like
great in it.
Daredevil. Also, once again, for all you people being like, why isn't he beating the shit out of people in an alley anymore?
Where's the blood? Where is the blood?
Hey.
Go hug your mama.
Hey, Nick. It's almost Thanksgiving. Call your mother. Call your mom, Nick. Quit arguing with 12-year-olds on TikTok. Call your mother.
You never cared about She-Hulk anyway. Why do you care about it now?
Your little brother is cooking meth in the basement, and you're upstairs going, why hasn't Daredevil beat the shit out of people yet? Hey, man.
What do you give it?
It's a...
I'd say a D.
yeah, I was thinking D.
Just because
D
it doesn't do anything great, and it also doesn't do anything that amazing.
Yeah.
It's comic accurate. It's just kind of just corny in a lot of things.
It's just corny and weird. And
Yeah.
also, I did not like at the very end of the thing, they I don't know if they meant to do this or not. It literally has like a Fast and Furious, like, it's all about family thing at the very, like when they're all at the picnic table and talking. It was just very...
Yeah, that was weird.
It was just odd. Like it was very strange.
No Way Home.
Easy S, easy dub, easy big dub. It's almost weird to count it in this category of movies.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. It's
Just-
so hard to rank this movie against other movies
Yeah.
because it's an event, and you can't rate the movie without the event.
And the best Spider-Man is in it. Let's move on from that.
You don't even reveal who it is.
Nope. Next movie. What is it?
Next movie is, or next project is WandaVision.
You
I
know,
personally
here's
love
the
this.
thing. If I
I swear to fucking God.
what?
I know where you're going with this.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
This is about to be a personal attack on me.
No, it's not.
I swear to God, if you say Juniper Souls, I'm going to
That's not what I would say about this. I would never say that. I would never say that shit. Ever. If I was a 17-year-old girl that had no positive female role models in my life, and I said things like, "What time were you born?" And I don't know.
I fucking hate you.
I'm just saying.
This is not what this show is.
It was okay. WandaVision was fine. It was fine. It was great.
Yeah.
It was cool. Not as good as everybody thinks.
I don't think it was that great. I just personally liked it. I understand that.
Why did you like it?
I liked it because it was different. I liked it because it was different than their normal shit. It started out black and white. I remember turning it on because I was watching with my fiance and I was like, "Oh, is their new thing?" And I turned it on and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, and it had like kind of that like
Because dude, the whole first 2 episodes were black and white.
yeah, and then it gets like bashed with color.
Yeah. And there was moments where it was
very...
like normal TV shit, and then they were like, "Oh, did you just move something with your mind?" And then
Yeah.
like cut, and you were like, "Whoa, what?"
Also, I like how it like phased in and out of it. Like
Yeah. And then you saw like is it Darby? Is Darby the Thor girl?
yeah, yeah.
She was like watching, and like it was getting broadcasted or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I really did like the whole thought behind it.
Yeah, it definitely had that. It also had this like a old,
All right, so I think we're gonna go for.
it had like a old
shut the fuck
school.
up.
Hey, let me talk. I'm part of the podcast. It had like this old school. I don't want to say energy, but like it had a old school vibe to it, as though it's like when something's like old school but very like new age, like there's a word that's on the
Shut
tip
the
of my
fuck
tongue.
up.
I would love it if like you lunged across and it just cut and it was like "Durr," and then it just came back and we were both sitting just well, where would you put it for real?
I'm not putting it on C.
No, definitely not. I would put it higher than C. It's
Now that I'm looking at it, I'd put it B, but would you put Hawkeye with Miss Marvel on A? I don't know. Miss Marvel was good, but I just feel weird putting it with Hawkeye.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. Hawkeye was not that good. I would feel fine. I would feel fine putting WandaVision with. Yeah.
With Hawkeye?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
All right, Werewolf by Night.
Okay, very few people have seen this.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah. I'm putting it A. I already feel like it's A.
Yeah. Well, also because like
Maybe B.
every now and then, no, I say A because every now and then it's cool to have something that doesn't really connect to a whole lot.
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
really
just a
do a
boom.
whole lot. It didn't have any like there wasn't anything about it that was like, oh, but how does this tie in with Phase 5? Like you didn't worry about any of that while you were watching it.
Yeah.
It was just cool.
Yeah.
The CGI was cool.
Yeah.
Except also isn't Swamp Thing in a suit? Isn't that like a real suit?
Oh yeah, dude. You should see the set photos.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah.
So I would feel comfortable putting.
I think it's
putting it in
A.
If you
I
haven't
want more
watched it,
projects like this.
Yeah, I love those little one-off.
Yeah.
Those
like,
are cool.
Some of the best stuff to me is like Rogue One from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just like these cool, like, it's almost like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's that they have such creative freedom because they know it's a one.
Anything.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like, and for some reason, I think the people that are involved in the project just see that and they're like, let's just go for it.
Yeah, like when you make a movie that has no attachment to anything else that's in that universe, you can do whatever you want. Like Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Wonder Woman, any of those, you can just not connect them to anything.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool.
Going an A.
Yeah. What's the last
So
one?
this isn't the last one. We don't have Black Panther on here, but we're going to rate it. This is What If.
What If was cool. It was kind of hard for me to get into.
I don't know if it was because it was animated. I couldn't really get into it that well.
Yeah.
I do think it was well written.
There were definitely some like cool parts in it. It just it never got the.
I just felt like I was watching a kids show.
Not even that. It just never got like the forward momentum that I wanted.
Oh.
Like I just felt like nothing happened. Where it was like,
And like I watch anime shows. I watch animated shows. And like that wasn't. It just for some reason this just felt different in a way that I was just like I can't really get into it.
Yeah, it just didn't do anything for me.
I'm probably putting it C or D.
I'd put it D because I'd rather go watch Moon Knight again than watch it.
Agreed.
And last but not least, like we said, it's not on the tier list because it came out like 2 days ago. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I thought it was good. The tribute at the beginning to Chadwick Boseman, that was awesome. He's very missed. Absolutely. Totally agree with that. He was a great Black Panther. He's irreplaceable. I'm glad they didn't replace him. I'm glad that he was not recast.
Yes.
I want to say that because I think a lot of people were upset with that. They were like, no, we could recast him.
No,
no thanks. Try again next week.
I loved the way they handled it.
I do like how they handled it.
Loved the tribute at the beginning.
I saw a bunch of like crap on TikTok already where somebody was like, oh, the way that he died was he got sick. What does that even mean?
And also, it's kind of offensive to Chadwick in real life.
Yeah, what do you mean? That's how people die.
Yeah,
You get sick.
and it was kind of cool that they related it to Black Panther 1 where he burned all the flour.
Yeah.
and
It was
related
like, that's
it
what could have saved
and like
him.
tied it in. Like,
Yeah.
dude, do you know that is so interesting to think that a real life person died and you somehow took that, made their character die, and made it almost seamless.
Yeah. And I felt like they didn't put a ton of emphasis on the scene of his death. And that made it flow better.
Yeah.
Like that made it kind of,
Yeah.
it just kind of went. I thought the movie was really good. I thought Riri Williams was awesome as Ironheart. I liked her character a lot. I
loved M'Baku.
Dude, he's so good. I just love him so much. He's so fucking awesome.
I cannot stop saying, or you as well. You say
You
it.
bald headed demon. Because he said, he was like, if my people were there, like he's talking about like beating the shit out of the fish man or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, if your muscleheads had been there, they'd still be choking on their fur coats. You bald headed demon. And then also like when Kamaru Usman just like steps out and he's like, if we had been there, we would have. And then they all, first of all, anytime someone argues with me from now on and I have a group of people with me, I'm just immediately going to start going, oh. Like, that's what I'm doing from now on. Anytime someone starts talking shit, I'm just going to start going, oh. And like, we're all going to do it. That's how I end arguments
Okay.
from now on.
Rightfully
That's great.
so.
And the whole time he's just like eating a carrot.
Yeah.
Which also is a callback to the first movie when he's like, relax, we have vegetarians. That was funny.
Yeah.
Like, it was hilarious.
I loved the first half of the movie. The
Yeah.
scene where they entrance him to jump overboard was something that I don't think we've seen Marvel do as far as like eeriness. I thought that was really cool.
That whole scene was dark.
Yeah.
Like very eerie and
Yeah.
dark.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved the weird noise that they talk in. The like it because it's like
It's like
muddled.
gargled through the water.
Gargled. That's
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for. And loved that whole just their race, just like that inclusion of
Like
that.
how when they come out of the water, they're blue, but underwater they look normal.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I loved when the Koye and the
Dora Milaje.
walk out of the shadow,
That was cool.
and it was
That
quiet,
was sick.
and it kept cutting back, like you were saying, to the
To the Summit Peace Council or whatever it was, and they walk him in the room, and she says, "You're welcome" in her own language to the woman.
Yeah.
That was dirty.
and there's all these like huge muscle bound dudes just in
Yeah.
chains.
Yeah.
God, that was cold.
Yeah.
I loved how Okoye got her own like suit. I thought that was cool. That didn't really feel forced to me. I just thought it was like Shuri's always making stuff. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Constantly trying to like improve everyone.
Yeah. Ironheart, I love her character. I did think there was some weird stuff where she like was like you were saying, like she was making her suit with like a hammer and torch, but then her suit looked like it was 3D printed.
Yeah, that part to me was so weird because, like, legitimately, she had a handheld blowtorch and was like cutting out from like old, like looked like 1085 like metal steel.
Yeah. And cut out a heart.
And cut out a heart. And then you see her suit and it literally looks like nanotech.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt.
And it looks like so
nanotech.
Refined and polished. And I understand it's
Yeah.
Wakanda, but like show her using Wakanda stuff.
tools and not a blowtorch.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't make any sense to me. But that part, it was just like, all right, like that just seemed so inconsistent with what I just saw her make. Like, she had a hammer and was hammering out metal and then spray painting it, and it came out looking like pure refined plastic.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Yeah.
all right. I mean,
I don't know, man.
also, this part is kind of odd to me. I just thought about this. But she made the suit, and the homegirl and everybody was like sticking their spear in it and like cutting it and like doing stuff like that. If you were in a nation that's primary resource was vibranium, would you not make your metal suit out of vibranium?
It might have been, but remember the other country has.
Oh, they have vibranium too. That's right.
Yeah.
Their spears are vibranium. I don't know why I thought that was a cool scene when Namor was like coming up out of the water to meet them on the bank for the first time, and they had the spears pointed at him, and he was talking about vibranium, and then the mom was like, Wakanda is the only nation that's built on vibranium, and then she like looked at him and she goes, he's covered in it. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh. That moment for me, I was like,
That was cool.
because I was wondering up until we walked into the movie theater, I was like, I mean, I get that Namor is like strong and stuff like that, but he's not like invincible, right? Like, how are they going to beat the Wakandans?
Yeah.
They have vibranium. And then she was like, he's covered in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
shit. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I thought it was really good. I think the latter half just really fell apart for me.
Slow.
Very slow. There was buildups that just also I don't know why they killed the queen. That was so unnecessary. It didn't build up to it. It didn't really seem to affect it. It just like they cut to her burial.
Well, it was like she died, she drowned, she died, burial, and then M'Baku like kind of says something to Shuri, and he's like, "I'm coming to you for advice," and then it was done.
Yeah,
And I was like-
then also like there was so much they were trying to do. Then she goes to the ancestral grounds, and you're still trying to give her the fact that she's lost everybody, and you don't really know where the movie's going. And then
Yeah.
you see Michael B. Jordan, and you're like, what
Yeah,
the hell is going
also,
on?
I don't know about you. I thought it was great that he was in the movie. Thought that was super cool.
I didn't understand why he was like, are you going to handle business like me? And it was like, are you trying to say that she's going to do what he's doing? And at the very last minute, it was like, no, I'm noble. But you, up until then, you were doing what he would have done.
Yeah, what he did. And I also thought it was like,
There was just so much.
I don't know. I feel like they threw him in there, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
they wanted him to be in it as something.
But at the same time, who else would have she have met in the ancestral plane? It would
Yeah,
it would have
that
been
would've pushed her
weird.
towards like vengeance and stuff like that. Yeah.
There was just a lot they were trying to tackle in that final like third act. I guess if you could say if that was like the third act. If like
Yeah.
the first act was like the build up and the second act was like the war. The third act was messy.
Yeah. Also,
Oh, when Namor came and was just like,
yeah, okay. If
I wage
you-
war, we will rise, and then
Yeah,
I'll be
he
back.
like cut all their machines in half, like drowned their city, killed the queen, and then just like looked at Shuri and was like, "Bury you dead. We'll come back tomorrow." Like I thought we were right, but the thing was is that butted up to the scene of him floating down to a shark jaw throne, wearing a headpiece, being like, "We will rise."
That was before.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
It butted right up to that.
Yeah.
And then he comes, beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, like what's the logic here? The Black Panther kills one of your kind, you go wage war against them, and then you do understand when he said I'll be back, he didn't say I'll be back. He was basically saying,
I'll be back.
he was saying for her to team up with him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, now you'll team up with me after I killed your mom.
Yeah.
Like, what? What's
Also,
the
I'm
logic?
just saying, bro, if I was Shuri, I would have buckled on that shit. If a homeboy brings me down to his underwater kingdom and is like, "I'm the king here, check this shit out," and like floats me around in a suit, and then he gives me his mom's old bracelet and is like, "Burn the world down with me," I'm like, I'd be like, "What?" I'd be like, like, are we about to kiss right now? Like, what are we? Like, I'm just saying, right?
No, he was being very romantic. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I'd have fallen for it. I'd been like, "What's up with the wings on your feet? Like, what do you? What's up with those? Like, what's your deal? I like your ears. You know, I'd have fallen for it for sure.
No, I thought they were. I thought Namor was great. I thought that there was a bunch of scenes that to me were like I saw the first like 30 minutes and I was like I looked at Jake and I was like this could be like Winter Soldier level.
It was good.
The first part because I thought it was going to keep
good.
getting better from there and just kind of got worse.
The way that I described it, and I feel like this is pretty accurate, is if you were in a car that you knew could go really, really fast, and you drive it down a road and you get up to like 80, and then you're like, "We should let back," and you're like, "Dude, it'll go 190."
Yeah.
It's like go fast. It's like, no, we're gonna go up here and then we're gonna pull it back. Why?
Yeah.
There were just once again, this seems to be the in keeping kind of overall theme with a lot of Phase 4 stuff so far is that it had so much potential to be like, yo, that was awesome. And so many moments where it could have been like, that was something, and then it just wasn't.
Yeah. And just like the combat was pretty good. Namor's combat was good. But overall, actually now I'm looking at it. I can't put it there. I'll have to put it in like on my I have to edit it in, but I don't know if I can put it S.
I can't put it S. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I can put it A. Wait, what's an A? What's an A?
Miss Marvel and the Werewolf by Night, and B is WandaVision and Hawkeye. I think I have to put it A.
I would put it A. I would put it A.
I think it's A. I have to edit it in. Sorry. Yeah, I just don't. Villain Namor is great. Again, just the second half was just so jumbled. So jumbled.
It also, like, I don't like when movies do this, and occasionally I'll watch one that does this. I hate when there's a bunch of stuff happening and a bunch of stuff happening, and then a movie goes, and it's over. Like, it ended rapidly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, very quickly. Also, there was so many moments, like, I went back and looked at when, like, she was trying to parallel Chadwick or T'Challa.
Yeah.
And it, like, when she was, like, had, like, the spear on his throat, and she was like, "Vengeance is consuming them. We can't let it consume us." That was a line that he said when you remember when what's his face is about to kill himself, Zemo.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Vengeance has consumed them. I will not let it consume me." Like there were like parts of it where I was like, "Oh, that was like, pretty cool," but I don't know. Also, I said this,
I loved the tribute to Chadwick though.
Yeah, that was cool.
At the beginning and the end, I thought that was beautiful. It was silent too.
Yeah,
I loved that.
Yeah. The post-credit scene with his son.
Loved that.
That's cool. I hate that it's not like entirely comic accurate because that kid is supposed to be super powered as fuck.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's the son of Black Panther and Storm.
Oh shit. Somebody said something.
Uh-oh.
They said since the X-Men aren't introduced yet, that there's a potential that they're just gonna make him like not make him T'Challa, but since again the X-Men aren't introduced yet, that they might be Storm and him might be the same age. And might do
Oh.
yeah. So that might not be why he's like super powered.
Oh, I see that. Oh,
So like
okay.
they might meet a young Storm.
Huh. Okay. I could kind of see that.
Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, I think it's a easy A.
But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good Phase 4.
I
I
thought
think
it was
it
good.
had its flaws, had its peaks. Thought it was great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a solid tier list for
Solid,
so far.
solid tier list.
I'm looking through it. I'm happy with all the decisions.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I think we're good. I think that's pretty solid, and
I feel bad that Black Widow's in the bottom, but at the same time, you ruined
don't.
Taskmaster.
you ruined Taskmaster, the movie. You know what's crazy? I barely remember anything about Black Widow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I watched it more recently than I watched some of the other things, and I still am like, what happened?
Yeah. All right, guys. We will see you in the next one.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield's the best Spider-Man.